Hey, Kyle. Brandon mentioned that in scrimmages, he said that your jump shot looks a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Could you explain some of the work that you've put in this offseason to maybe change your mechanics?
Yeah, just like I actually had the time this summer to put the work in on it. And as a professional athlete, whenever you're healthy in the summer, like it's one of the best feelings in sports. But I just worked a lot around the rim, just getting consistent with that, getting fluidity in that one motion, feeling comfortable with that a lot around the rim. It was super tedious, but like it started to pay off. Then I, got to 15 feet, working on that. With the same mechanics, not losing my mechanics, and then eventually we were able to work our way out to the 3-point line, and then it was just reps and reps and reps, and just getting comfortable with my shot really, and then just putting the work in really, workouts, shooting while I'm tired, things like that, and I think I'm at a pretty good place with it, ready to go into the season.
What inspired you to retool it now?
I just last season, obviously I shot the ball horrible, but the season before that I shot 40%. I put a ton of work in to shoot the ball well that season. Not on a lot of attempts, but I put a lot of work in. Then last summer I just didn't have. I wasn't healthy enough to work on my jump shot all season, so my mechanics were all messed up. It was a lot of stuff going on in my head. But like I said, being healthy enough to work on it this past summer is just that, that's going to help out my game a lot. So, I just had to get back to putting the work in, really.
And what role do you see yourself as having? How do you see yourself fitting into this team and the way they play?
I'm good, Rick. How are you? Everything's good with me. How are you? Good to see you. I think just bringing to the table what I've done my whole career, being an unselfish player, being able to, I think one of my best traits is being able to play with a lot of other good players. So I'm going to be out there on the floor with a lot of guys who can score the ball. I'm going to facilitate, get them the ball, and then, focus on playing hard, defending, rebounding, things like that. Just that's some of the things from the outside looking in, you see the Warriors do at a really high level, and I think I can help out with that.
What's up, Kyle?
What's up?
Last year you're on a team that was like double big. Your front court's huge. This front court you're joining is kind of smaller, different. Mm-hmm. How do you view? I guess what did you learn from kind of playing, with two bigs, and what do you think this experience will be like?
Yeah, like you said, it's just two different things really. So around the facility here, like Dre telling me like, oh nah, you a 5 now, like you're not a guard no more. You a center in this offense. So it's gonna be something I gotta get adjusted to, like not having Rudy out there, Big Cat out there with me, and just playing more small ball, I guess as you could say. I think I'd be more comfortable more in that setting, being a 4 or sometimes even playing at the 5 really.
So Kyle, your reputation is built on the defense and all as the teams play. So what's your expectation on the team's defense?
I think Golden State has always been a really good defensive team. So I think I'm just going to fit right in with that, really. I think something they do really well that I could do is switch 1 through 5. And I kind of pride myself on being able to guard 1 through 5. So I think I'm going to be able to fit in with that. Not easy, obviously, but, it shouldn't take too long.
Hi, Kyle. Chris Alvarez from ABC7 back here. Welcome to the Bay. I wonder what excites you the most about playing with Steph and Draymond specifically.
Yeah, what excites me most is just, the competitive spirit that they've always had. I've lost them a bunch in the playoffs, and they're killers out there. Like they want to rip your heart out, really. So I really enjoy playing with guys like that. They've won a lot of championships. They've had a lot of success. They do things the right way, or at least that's what you see from the outside looking in. So I'm interested to see how they go about things, how they prepare for games, how they handle losses, things like that. It's very similar to like when I first came in the league and played with Timmy, Manu, and Tony. Really.
Hi, Kyle. Back here.
Mm-hmm. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Draymond said that you are very consistent, and GP2 said that you have a very high IQ. When you hear things like that, how does that make you feel? And what do you feel that is special about your game?
Yeah, I mean that's always good to hear, compliments from your colleagues or guys who you respect their basketball approach and their basketball IQ. Like, Gary was a point guard in college, Draymond a point forward in college. Like, I watched those guys from when they were, damn near in high school. So they I like to think they know what they're talking about. But as far as me, like I said before, I think my best trait is just being able, in the NBA game, being able to play with other good players. Like, I'm not a guy that's going to, I got to get my 10 shots. I got to get this and that. Like, if a guy's hot, I'm going to get him the ball. I'm willing to make the extra pass. And then if the game requires me to go score a few, then I can do that as well, too. So I think that's really my best trait. Just, you see so many guys come into the league and they don't know how to play with other good players. I think that's, what I'm really good at.
Sounds like you've been part of these scrimmages the last few weeks. What's been kind of your early impressions? Is there anybody or anything that has stuck out to you?
It's like two different things, being on the court with Steph and then being on the court without Steph. Like, this guy don't stop moving. Like, when you're on the team with him, and he might come out your side. You might have to be ready to screen your own man or set a screen for him. And as opposed to when he's not on the court, it's more like, okay, either guys look to go score on their own, or regular NBA basketball after that.
I mean, people kind of praise your, basketball IQ and ability to play within a system like that. But even for you, how much of an adjustment do you think that will be learning? Because, like you said, it's like almost a different type of sport.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to figure it out. I think I could play. I'm smart enough to play in any system, really. So I think I'm gonna be able to figure it out. And I got a really good feel for the game, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to figure it out on the offensive end.
You talk about Steph and how he just doesn't stop moving. Is there anybody else like that in the league? And if not, why don't more guys do that if it's so successful?
Nah, I don't really think. Maybe Buddy Hield is another one who's of that pedigree. I can't really think of anyone else though. Really, it's tiring playing like that. Like, you have to be in really good shape to be able to move that much. Go on the defensive end, guard, come back and be ready to, move as much as he does on the offensive end again. So it's not easy to do.
What's it like guarding a guy? What's it like guarding Steph?
It's not fun. I've been on the other side a lot, and he is when he gets going, it's tough to stop. It's not much you could do. Anyone else?
As someone who's been in the playoffs before, do you think this team not making the playoffs last year, that long offseason can be good for a team, you think?
Well, yeah, like we in 2021, I think we came here and got the win in the playing game, and then 2022 they come back and go and win a championship. So I think that long off season, while teams are in the playoffs, guys get to work out and prepare for the next season. I think that definitely makes a difference for sure.
How you doing, Kyle? Sam Gordon, San Francisco Chronicle. You've played on some great defensive teams. The stated goal, Steve and Mike said they want to be top 5, top 6 defensive team this year. What are some hallmarks on the great defensive teams that you've played on?
It requires everybody, really. Like, 115 has to be ready to guard every night. And it's really a commitment you make in the beginning of the season, and then, you stand by it every game. Like, it's something you got to hang your hat on. Like, you can't control shots not going in, or maybe someone not making an extra pass. It is what it is. But, like, defense is something you can control every night, knowing personnel, knowing your assignments, knowing where you're supposed to be, things like that.
That last topic, how helpful is Draymond in that respect in terms of letting people know where they? You obviously have not played with him yet, but you've seen him. But what he does, what is special about?
You could see him. You definitely see him in like a Kevin Garnett, like Bill Russell role, where he's always talking on defense. He's always pointing guys in the right direction. Tim Duncan was like that, and that was extremely helpful for everyone else. It's like a trickle-down effect. You know, it's contagious. You get other guys talking. You get other guys helping guys out. So that's big time. That's a key to Rudy Gobert in the Minnesota situation last year. He's very similar in that way too. So when you have someone like that, you know, you're more than likely you're going to have a good defense.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.